What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back to the room that's soundproof. We're going to give you these hungry conversations that going to keep you coming back. Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Y'all know me, Colin Park. I hope everything going well with y'all. 18th, how you doing, brother?
What up, though? What up, though? Good to be back. No, we both busy living life. You know what I'm saying? We here. Happy New Year.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So that should tell you now. Y'all know we take breaks. We come back with a whole lot. That's why we hitting all over everything today. We live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, even on Twitch. If you can't find us today, you ain't gonna find us. So make it your business to find us and subscribe. Cause we gonna do what we got to do and we gonna enjoy it while we're doing. Anyway, let's start getting into it because like I said, we got a lot to talk about today. And we're gonna get straight to it. Y'all know what time it is for me. Let's get this news going. Let's start off with this news. So much. We're gonna try to start with the most recent and work our way back because we don't miss some stuff. One of the most recent things that happened was down in New Orleans, New Year's Eve. A guy drove a car or a pickup truck down Bourbon Street where party goers were and people were hanging out for the New Year's, and he was also shooting. Um, Another thing with that was the political aspect of it is Trump immediately posted that we got to keep the borders closed and all this and that, not knowing that this guy was an American. Okay, um, so again, everything that's happening now it's always got some funny twist with it, and these politicians gonna try to make it political at every chance that they got. What you got on that?
Out of respect for the families, because
Families, yeah. I think it was 10 people.
healing gonna take a long time, and it might not never come the way you want it to be. But it'll come where you able to deal with it. And I'm sorry that it happened. And that's about it, man. I don't know why he did it. I don't know if a reason could be even justified for him to do it.
Mm,
So I just don't even want to. I just feel bad because we hung out in New Orleans. We
right.
don't have feet on on that concrete where they was at. So
No,
I just look at that as it's unfortunate for them people.
no. I actually had a friend, high school friend that was live down there. I think she got out of there before it all happened, but she had posted a video of her and her friends out there. So
Yeah,
um, yeah, it did kind of touch home a little bit more because I was, like you said, we've been out there. New Orleans is a great place to go to hang out. It's just terrible that acts like this happen. So to even tie that in with another situation that happened the very next day, or I think it was, yeah, the very next day, another guy drove a Cybertruck to Trump Towers in Vegas and literally killed himself inside. They later found out he let the fireworks go, but he shot himself on the inside of the truck. So uh, the two things that pull these two things together, which I tend to look at the bigger picture in a lot of things, is that both of them were Army vets. And we've talked about this on the show before about how, and both of them served, I think, in Afghanistan. So they actually been in battle. We've talked about it before on this show. For the vets, we thank you for everything you do, but the government needs to do a lot better job of getting vets the help that they need in any and every capacity. Um, a lot of times they have issues they don't even realize that are there, and they just trying to deal with it. Trying to get back into civilian life is not the easiest thing to do. So I think the government definitely needs to do a better job at taking care of your own people. Um, it's just sad, and you can hear it across the board from most people that serve in the service that have been wronged by the service and the government. What's your thoughts?
We see a lot of people on the side of the road who say they Army vets, they need help. I work with a lot of people that say the VA ain't the best place to go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what goes on over there. I didn't serve, so I ain't about to sit here and act like I know.
Mhm.
If you just for anybody, if you help is out there, you just got to go to it, and you might not get help at the first place you go to, but it's help out there, man. Just do the best you can. That's it on that, bro. I ain't really got nothing.
Right.
That's an unfortunate events, man. Like to see it was I was watching it, man, and the girl, her feet got stuck in the concrete. She couldn't move
Mm.
because she seen it coming at her. You know what I'm saying? That's
Crazy.
man. It's rest in peace, man, and my prayers goes out to the families on that.
Okay. And I got something to add on to it. Again, I really believe America is starting to reap what they've sown. A lot of these things are stuff that they try to cover up, things that we talk about our history and all these things. Now everything is starting to come out piece by piece, little by little, and most of it isn't good because a lot of stuff is usually people trying to cover up stuff. And
I mean, could you say this is more to? I hate to say it, but I don't want to really put it in the air.
mhm,
Could you say it's more to come after January 20th?
definitely, I hate to say it, because that was going to be the next piece of news we talked about. Luigi Mangione, the guy that killed the United Healthcare CEO.
Yeah.
You know, that comes down to what America is about: capitalism. Here it is. This cat, um he hurt his back, or he had a condition. That's what it was. He had a condition, and he hurt his back while he was surfing. Came from a well-off family. Um, he was a working guy, regular guy, and he was trying to get coverage. He could not get coverage to take care of his back, and it got to the point to where he was just like he wanted to take matters into his own hands. And so now the issue is why are some people, putting him up as a hero? And they're saying they're doing too much to kind of glamorize this guy. So at the end of the day, you look at, okay, this guy went against the system. Of course, he did something. He unalived somebody, which is never a good thing. But
He did what?
unalive, you gotta YouTube be doing stuff like that.
That's a real word.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a real word, but I look at another YouTube, so I had to be like, okay, yeah, let's try to
Like, what?
try to stay on the, I'm talking about.
Let's go talk.
So, yeah, so he did that, and people are praising him for doing it. And I don't see too many people saying, no, he's got to, throwing the book at him. They really giving this dude a lot of leniency as far as the public is concerned. Now, of course, by the law, he's probably going to get the book thrown at him. But again, like you were just saying, I think it's going to be so much more that's going to come out to where people are just fed up with a lot of the things that's going on here in America that they tend to try to cover up. And it's getting to that tipping point for everybody.
Okay. Man couldn't get coverage. He killed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He kills who he think, makes a decision. He's the CEO. What now? Like you said, people was holding this guy like he's some kind of hero, but it's a daughter, it's a mother, somebody lost somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying that, he didn't do what he felt he had to do, but I mean, we gonna kill everybody?
Can't do that.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like the vigilante, I'm gonna use you using fake words. I might throw one too.
That's a real word. Vigilante.
Oh, no, I know that is.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? The vigilanteism. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Yeah. You throw fake words out there. I'm gonna throw one too.
You full of it. That's
You
what
know what I'm saying? At some point, man, you gotta govern yourself for things you do because you didn't solve them. You brought attention to something, but all they're gonna do is beef up security. Because my man was walking around there like he didn't know who he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the healthcare world, you're a big deal. You know what I'm saying? That's the healthcare we use.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we gotta figure out a better ways, to get these things done. I don't condone murdering anybody, if you can avoid it. You know what I'm saying? But it got some eyes, man.
A lot of eyes.
It definitely got some eyes.
A lot of
You know what I'm
eyes,
saying?
man. A lot of eyes. So yeah. Like you said a couple shows ago, hey, be cool out here.
Yeah, man. Like,
Be cool.
I don't want to wake up and see the news, man. Somebody I know felt like they had enough, man, and they took that route, because you taking yourself away from somebody that might didn't know your problems and had a solution.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's kind of be cool out here.
Yeah. All right, I got one more piece of news. This one is ain't nobody dying. This one, but it's some scandal. And I'm gonna use the names.
Peace and blessings, my brother.
Quinthesia Epps was a New York Police Department lieutenant. She made over $200K in overtime, making her the highest paid NYPD person at $406,000 a year. She made that in 1 year. So what happened was, that I gotta read through this. So every year they put out a list of the top earners of the NYPD. But they said this list is usually used to kind of call people out so that the powers that be will start looking at your stuff.
What's going on? Yeah.
Right. Because, like I said, she made $200K in OT. All right. So she was up for retirement in 6 months. She put in for early retirement so she wouldn't get her full duties. So when she made the list, she was like, okay, let me go and put in for early retirement so I can just get my money and go.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when you don't get your full retirement, which she would have been set to make $150,000 a year with her full retirement, also they give them a good something where they still get to carry and do security jobs and all that stuff once they retire.
Yeah.
So with her doing the early retirement, she wasn't gonna get that. So everybody's like, why is she, leaving early? My thought process was she got the money and she's trying to run. Again, I don't know all the specifics. Now, what came out the day after all of this came out was that she claimed her chief, Jeffrey Madry, was making sexual advances towards her for the overtime, to say, do this, or I'm not going to give you overtime. So she said she kept rejecting him, so
200,000?
200,000 in OT. That's a lot of OT. So again, so and that's why I say it's a lot of questions to this story. So after that came out, so she said that's why he put her on the list, because she wouldn't give him none. And that's what made everybody look at it. So she went and filed a claim against him, and then he resigned. So now it's really up to what they call it, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, to figure out what's going on. My thing is, I really want to know, was she getting the money for, or was she actually doing? I'm just saying, was she actually doing the overtime?
200,000 a year in overtime, dog?
That's crazy.
What they make an hour?
That's crazy.
Because they hourly employees, correct?
I think not. I don't know.
If she was salary, what's her salary?
Her salary.
Matter of fact, she can't be salary because she got overtime.
Right, there you go. And so I think just base, they make like 100 and something thousand a year. So like 150 a year.
How much rejection was she doing, dog?
It couldn't have been too much.
No, stop.
But then the thing that got me was he resigned after he.
I mean, because he did it. They both guilty. She guilty. Hey, man.
That's why she tried to take the money and
They
run.
probably together.
Cause, I mean.
They probably together, man.
You 4 months from 20-year retirement.
She ran it up. He had a plan. They worked it. They somewhere
You
together.
think they in Cancun right now?
They somewhere chilling, man. I don't believe that. Move it on, man. I don't want to trash her, man. And my man,
That was funny though. I thought that was a very
man.
interesting
Come
story.
On, Come on with that.
Oh man, that's gonna be up for the news, man. right, let's get into some more stuff. I did want to talk about this. Did you see the clip of Fat Joe on
I
Math
did.
Hoffa? How did you feel about it? You want me to paint the picture before you even get
Yeah,
into it?
go ahead.
So Fat Joe was on Math Hoffa, a very popular podcast, and
My expert opinion.
my expert opinion, and he was speaking on, and you could tell it was personal. He was going at Lord Jamar about the FBAs, um, Foundational Blacks, basically association, and Fat Joe literally was just on there saying like of the FBAs and the leader and all this of them of that he nigga this nigga that boom boom just going in. And Math Hoffa was just kind of sitting back and laughing. And then that kind of spurred, like, when he started talking about, they've always been in hip hop. Puerto Ricans have always been in hip hop, and they just as much as started it as the FBA's, Foundational Blacks. So the argument after that came, where a lot of people are still posting on it now, about who started hip hop. So
man.
you go ahead and say what you got.
History is show, man. Hip hop was started by a black man. Period. This is a simple conversation for me. There has been contributors to hip hop. Hip hop belongs to us, man. Period. That's how I feel about it. I'm always gonna feel about it.
Right.
You want to say you Jamaican? You want to say whatever? You black.
Mm.
When I look at my crayons, I don't see no Jamaican crayon in there. You black.
Right.
Let's cut it out. You know what I'm saying? When you start attacking people money wise, character, to me, you full of shit. You know what I'm saying? If that's the first thing you do, because what he did was, well, he broke. I'm tired of hearing all these broke people. So you really about to come up here and just gossip. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got nothing to stand on. Maybe where you from? I'm not from New York. You know what I'm saying? Lord Jamar been around since the beginning, though.
Right. Legend.
Lord Jamar was born in 68.
Legend.
Hip hop started when? 70? I think 70. It's 50 years old, so you do the math. You know, a lot of people play a part in it, man. But even the drama, I'm gonna put it this way: when it's bad in hip hop, it's a blackface on it, regardless on what's going on.
Right.
When it's good in hip hop, they do everything but put a blackface on it, which lets me know black people started.
Right.
Because they don't want to give us no credit.
They don't want to give us no credit.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, is I learned hip hop through looking at somebody that look like me. That's it. New York got this thing where it's a mixing pot. Flex was trying to explain it to me. Whatever. I didn't grow up with a lot of Puerto Ricans and things like that. Like, they had a whole separate part of town in Detroit. They wasn't in there with us.
We didn't have them out here.
I'm just saying. So when he tried to explain it to me, he was like, we all together out there. He from he from Buffalo. Shout out to Bailey Ave. You know what I'm saying? But so for them, it's looked at a little different. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is that black people started that. I ain't about to have that debate with nobody. You know what I'm saying? As far as him attacking the FBA, you're attacking black people that's standing up for hip hop. That's how I look at it. Like you always. What's the saying? Money don't lame you. You still a lame.
You still a lame.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just looked at him sitting up there, all that crying and all that, man. Album was coming out. So it was good to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Anybody heard the album?
Nah.
I ain't heard.
Nah.
I ain't looking to hear it. And that's before this.
We'll lean back. That's it.
I ain't gonna do that because he got some heat out there. I ain't gonna do that. But I ain't checking for Fat Joe albums now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The average listener.
Maybe the timing was wrong. I don't know that you came out with that the same week your album came out. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop put a lot of money in his pocket. Your main homeboy said in a song he was giving praise to, he not praise, but he was thanking black people for letting him in that.
Big pun.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, Mike Evans, you the last one to tell me an album is dope. I ain't gonna even get into that with you. Go listen to Redman and come back and talk to me.
Yeah, that Redman album. Oof.
But like I
That's,
said, I ain't from New York, so I can't speak on how they look at things.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as I know, and as far as everything I've been told,
mhm,
Black people started it. Puerto Ricans contributed to it.
mhm.
It came where it is today.
I actually watched Lord Jamal, and he does a lot of stuff I don't agree with,
That's my dog.
you know. But when he responded, he made just a lot of sense. He just really just broke it down. And like you just said, he spoke of how Big Pun would always talk about how he looked up and he, you know, he kind of mimicked himself after Cool G Rap.
Yeah.
You know, so he was like, come on, man, let's just be serious about the situation. You know, we start a lot of things that people always want to try to get in and take over and say and take credit for it.
Try the world.
Right.
I mean, come on now.
So he addressed it properly, what I believe in. I don't know. As of lately, I really just feel like Fat Joe just does a lot of stuff to stay relevant, to be in front of a camera and bringing up some kind of noise. Like you said, he had an album come out. I didn't even know about it.
My boy say Fat Joe a legend.
But
He from New York though,
oh,
so
okay.
we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
Copy that, dog.
All
Copy
right,
that.
man. Yeah, we're gonna move on, man. We're gonna move on. One thing we want to talk about is do you believe that we let Gen Z down as far as, let's say, you know, walk them into a burning building in today's society?
Yeah, let's put this in perspective. I seen something on the internet where a guy was saying Generation Z is being hired and fired in record numbers
Hmm.
than any other generation ever, and they said it was based off the fact that they want to live their truth in all aspects of their life.
Okay, yeah,
You know what I'm
I saw
saying?
that video.
You know, so where I'm looking at it as that, did we play a part in that? Because we always teach our kids, be true to who you are. We always put them in situations that we always say we want our children to have more than what we had. So with them not having no taste of not having, because unless you just ain't got it together yet as an adult,
Hmm.
you know, and you had kids, when they go into the workforce and they told no, they don't know how to respond to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we deal with it every day. Like it's the rhyme and reason for everything with them. You have to explain everything to them, and if you don't, even if you do, you might hurt their feelings.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of companies or businesses are just getting tired of Generation Z. So instead of trying to teach them and bring them along, they fire them. Like you see it where we at, like record numbers, like
Right.
these Y and you know kids that feel like it should be this way, and if it's not, they're gonna make it that way and not realizing it's rules and regulations and everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they just tend to want to do them,
Mhm.
and we have to accept it. The real world doesn't work like that though. Like, may she rest in peace. Nikki Giovanni said something that this really mattered.
Mhm.
She said, "You shuck and jive for them at work. You'll come a smile with your face, all that. But then you bring me all the nonsense."
Mhm.
So the way I look at that with this was, they are who they are outside of work,
Mhm.
or you know they live their life where they do, and then they bring that to work too.
True.
So they want you know they want it all.
They don't know how to code switch.
Yeah, they can't shut it down at no point. So we in a situation now where if we don't grab hold of them and just try to teach them something.
Right.
Like Noah's okay at times. They don't take no at all. Like that's not their thing.
Yeah.
Like a woman. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? I said what I said. Like they really gonna end up the generation that we see on the corner in record numbers. They're gonna be homeless because even once your parents leave you, what happens then?
Yeah.
You know, tough love. Sometimes that's why we see a lot of these kids out there now, 16, 17 years old. Brother, you got some change.
Mhm.
Brother, you got, you know what I'm saying? Can you buy, like that brother asked me the other day, could I buy him something in the store? I said, my man, I can give you the money to get it, but I ain't buying you nothing. Like, look, I don't work for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they in trouble, man. Like, I look at my kids, man, and they right there. Like, two of them is right there. I'm just glad I was such a mean ass dad that they understood no, so they able to deal with it now. Like they hear it, they be like, oh man, they tripping. But they get it. So when they out there in this world, they okay.
Right.
A lot of kids didn't have that, man. A lot of households didn't have that rough parent. They had a parent that was trying to make everything happen because of the lack of the parent that ain't there.
Yep.
So we get these kids. Like, you can tell, like, when we be like, yo, it's a daddy lacking in that household. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just tell with them. But yeah, man, that's what how we came up with that. Well, how you feel about that?
I feel exactly the same, and probably even a little bit more harsher than you. I feel like our generation definitely failed the younger generation on the fact of, because we were the last generation that had values and chores and things like that were instilled in us that you had to do. There were no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you didn't, you was gonna catch up about it. You was either gonna get beat, or you weren't going outside.
Some form of discipline.
Some kind of discipline. You know what I'm saying? But the same recipe that they did, our parents in the same space would say, I don't want you to have to do what I had to do. Like, my dad would tell me all the time, I had to work 2 jobs and I was in school, you know? So I never had to do that,
Right.
but I still had discipline. I knew what I needed to do in order to make sure to get things that I want.
Right.
I had to do it. Nobody was going to give it to me.
Right.
So I think we let that snowball into what we have done to the generation under us, to where, yeah, I don't want them to have to do as much as I have to do. And like you said, now that they can live in their truths all the time, they don't know how to go and say, okay, I need to tuck my shirt in. No, why I got to tuck my shirt in? With that, it's a uniform. This is what happens when you go in this environment. This is what you signed up to do.
Right.
You know, well, no, I don't think I should. Okay, well, maybe you need to go find something else to do. So I think if you're not in a space of entrepreneurship, or in a space of to where you can create your own kind of income, and it's a space that you've created, you're going to have to follow some rules.
But you know what? Let me ask you this. Do you think that's the reason why they don't feel like they have to follow rules like we did? Because there's so many ways that they can make money now versus when we was coming up. Like, you didn't go to college to get a career. You got out here and hustled and found a good job. You know what I'm saying? Now with the internet, with popping the way it is, like, they really don't have to get out of bed to make money. Like Casanova, I don't even know what the young man does, but he rich off personality.
He started off of streaming video games.
But I mean, he's very successful off personality, because I don't even know what he does.
Yeah.
But that's an example that a lot of these young kids see. I mean, we see it with a lot of them. I don't think a lot of these, I guess they call them internet comedians. They live behind us in age. They probably still in their 20s and things like that. But the internet is really, they used it for making money. They didn't use it for entertainment like we do. We use it for entertainment. They found a way to make money off of it, and they being very successful doing them. So when they come to us, and which you should still have a level of integrity to do your job, they looking at it like, I ain't got to really do this. Like, our job, even our job, like, it's okay once you get to the money, but you got to get to the money first before you be like, oh, this is easy, I can do this.
Right.
But until then, you like, well, I can go do this other job for the same money, less headache. You know what I'm saying? Versus we didn't have all them options, man.
Yeah. But even with that, I'll go back to when you say, you know, you can have money, you can still be lame. So you can have money and still be not disciplined enough to take care of the things you need to take care of.
That's true.
So at the end of the day, where you end up going? You can end up going to your old man or your mom's, and you got to stay at their house until you figure it out. And a lot of times they ain't gonna let you fall on your face like that, because they love you, whatever the case may be. And that's what goes into which we're gonna touch on in a little bit. Usually when grandparents and parents, they pass away and they leave the house to somebody in the family. And it's usually to the one that isn't contributing in society like they should, or that could stand on their own too. And then they ended up selling the house or the land or something for pennies on the dollar. And then there goes absolutely nothing for anybody else that's coming up in your family, unless they already out there doing that thing, which kind of goes into our other conversation.
I work with a young man, great young man. He's a little green, and I feel his family failed him in some kind of way, in a way where it's a home in his family that's just sitting. Like he's in the early 30s, you know what I'm saying, and they won't turn the house over to him due to selfishness in the family. Responsible young man, you know what I'm saying. He come to work on time. He's willing to help, open minded. That was always something that I wish my parents could have did for me.
Right.
Get me started. This might not be the last house I live in, but at least let me get started out here. If I ain't going to college and I got a job, teach me responsibility and things like that. But we get wrapped up in our own personal issues with other family members that we really hurt our whole entire families in situations. These kids, man, they hard to talk to, but if you got patience, you can get through to them. You just gotta talk to them. You can't talk at them.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of our problems. We talk at them because we get frustrated with they just how they act. We just be like, I don't even want to deal with it. But that grace that my brother be talking about, we gotta have it too. Do I think that we set them up for this? No. Well, the internet controls our kids a lot more than we do.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna put it on the internet because we can you instill a lot into your kids.
You can control that too.
I mean, it's just I can tell you something on Tuesday. Internet can tell you something 7 days a week. You might not even talk to me until Friday. Like it's just what it is, you know. And then they see the money aspect of it, and this is very much a money world right now. Everybody is looking to get to that next dollar in any way possible. Look, I mean, some people are degrading themselves just to get to the dollar, and it's working.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they looking at it as it's an honest living, which it is. You know what I'm saying?
And degrading yourself.
It all depends on the level you're doing it. I mean, because we can say degrading yourself is you can get on the internet and just rap.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
on that aspect, and I'm gonna double back. I just watched this video of a YouTuber. This dude literally just would go and do dumb stuff. He would walk in the grocery store. He would go and knock food out of people's hands in restaurants. He would run into like a fast food place, throw a bag of ice in the deep fryer, and just run out. And he started making a lot of money doing just dumb stuff.
Yeah.
So this was the video that just recently came out. He ran into Walmart and was spraying the stuff with Ray.
Yeah, I seen it.
So they locked him up.
Yeah.
And so he tried to come back and apologize, but they was like, you don't even understand what you just did.
Yeah.
Like literally you just poisoned.
Yeah, the laws you just broke.
Yeah. So now he looking stupid. He got money.
Yeah.
But he looking stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't clapping for it now. You know what I'm saying?
But I was gonna go back and say that I also think when you said do we give them a space to talk to us or whatever the case may be, I would honestly say that a lot of, like, now I'm an OG at work. So a lot of people that look up to me, they look after how I move and how I, get around with work and, me being there every day, shirt tucked in, whatever the case might be, my work ethic. That's what they look at. And so at that point, if I say something, I'm not going to talk a whole lot to them, but if I say something to them, it's coming from a real place. And a lot of them have learned to just kind of open up to me. And then they would later on come back, well, Sean, I looked up to you because you always did this, and this. And so then I can be able to kind of like, all right, instill some stuff into them. But I think if they don't see that in you, they're not going to.
That's where the money come in.
They ain't going to listen to you.
Why I'm going to listen to a guy that's working with me and I can get on his phone and see a guy with so much money, he got to put it in rubber bands. And he got to. It don't even fit in his pocket.
I mean, that's the same way we used to look at the dope boys.
It's all about what you instill in your kids when they're young.
Mm-hmm.
The value of a dollar hurts a lot of people in how they see it.
Right.
If you look at a dollar in such a way that you'll die for it.
Be ready.
My little words of wisdom ain't gonna touch you at all.
Nope.
Not unless I'm telling you how to get to the bag.
Nope.
Right now, the bag controls everything, man.
It does.
People. I mean, they be talking about marriage. Like I just watched a young man say he'd give a woman a $10 million wedding and a $10 million ring. He ain't signing no paperwork, not for no marriage.
Mm.
He was like, he ain't doing it. He said because at the end of the day, she gonna get money regardless if they go separate ways. He said, but that paperwork ain't tying me to that.
Right.
Like,
I can't remember who that was. I saw that too.
I was just like, wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh, that's kind of deep.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
did
saying?
see that. I did.
Moving on though, what you got?
We're gonna talk about the misconception of what we call generational wealth. I'll let you start with this one.
The word
Do you think-
generational wealth
Right. Do you think
puts a lot of pressure on the present to feel like they have to set up life for the future. And we are making a lot of moves out here thinking that's our job to set up the next gen. Just like I said earlier, I wish my parents could have got me together, had me a house waiting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't wish that I could have did that for my children because I'm still trying to build mine now. I'm showing them what hard work can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But am I stacking money away for because when I die, they get it all anyway.
Right.
So am I setting them up now that they able to not to have it that easy where I just hand them a fortune? No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be proud of what they do.
Would that even tie into what we just spoke about
Bit,
them
yeah.
not? If it's already laying there, why I'm gonna work hard?
Absolutely. So I think the word generational wealth really puts a lot of pressure, and people feel like they failing if they can't provide that kind of security for they offspring or whatever. Like people really feel like they failing. They doing a great job at living, dog.
Mm-hmm.
They smiling, they healthy, they bills paid. Granted, they ain't just put up $2,000 for the kid in the future. They didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But they feel like they failing.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid might not even be looking at that like that. They might looking like I just wanted to go to the store with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like so it's tough, man. That generational wealth word, man, has really put a lot of people in a situation where they stressing out. They dying early just because they can't figure out a way to get more money for the next. Everybody gotta get it, man. Everybody gotta get it. I would, if it comes down to like that and it happens, my kids got lucky. Will I die and they be able to start working? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? They can pay off a lot, but they probably gotta still work.
I look at generational wealth. The term itself to me was a trend. It was trendy. Because my folks weren't talking about generational wealth. I'm sure that my grandmama wasn't talking about generational wealth. But the stuff they did, when my grandma left, she left her house.
Right.
It's still in the family. She left 2 houses, actually. My dad got his stuff lined up. So at the end of the day, when I look at that, like you said, it puts a lot of stress on you. And I think that's became the newest thing out, generational wealth. Let me tell you, the things that you're doing right now, you want to make sure all your assets are taken care of when you retire. If not, get to a point to where you have the insurance or whatever you need in place that when something happens to you, it's not a burden to anybody else in your family.
You don't want nobody paying bills for you.
Right.
You don't want nobody to pay for your burial.
Exactly.
Pay for your own burial.
Have all that stuff lined up.
Have all that lined up.
And everything else, you write that stuff down and people gonna get what they get out of it. That's how I look at it. So it was a trendy word to me that I think everybody got caught up on. And it's just kind of like if you're able to have those things in place and take care of the stuff that maybe was given to you or that you had already worked so hard for, then you pass it on. But other than that,
I think the knowledge and the knowledge I received from my parents was the generational wealth that they passed to me.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? I really think that, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that, because that's something I do pass to my children. You know what I'm saying? I find myself quoting my mother and my father's to my children, things they said to me. So if that could also be a way of passing it on. It ain't got to be in a financial way.
right.
I don't have to materialistically give you something
Mm,
for you to get something from me. So let's just stop the pressure, man. Stop thinking you gotta, like, that's your goal.
mm.
You gotta live too, because that's what happens, man. A lot of people don't live. They too busy worrying about the next.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw a documentary. I can't remember what exactly the
In my
name of it,
opinion.
but it was a guy that he worked so much. He hit the lottery and he had so much money, but he spent no time with his family. And his family literally told him, like, we appreciate the money, but we would rather have had you here.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things like that,
You
man.
know?
If you see professional athletes, like the lady that who husband owned the Pistons back in the day, Mr. Davis.
Mm.
His wife sold all that when he died. She sold everything. He owned
Real
the
quick.
Pistons. He owned the Tampa Bay Lightning, the hockey team. They had other little business, whatever. She said she sold it all because that stuff ruined her family.
Mm.
She said, "Oh, that stuff ruined my family."
Yeah.
So she just sold it so she could just disappear. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Do you think though sometimes in those situations as a man that pressure is on you to provide all of those things for
Man,
everybody?
A man got every pressure in the world you can have, man. We are we are responsible for everything. We damn near responsible for the weather. For real, dog. Like that's the cards we've been given. We got to live it.
Yeah.
Now, how you decide to live it is on you.
Mm.
But we are definitely responsible for everything. Some of us can handle it, some of us can't. Some of us do the best we can, and that's all you can have.
Yeah. I agree with you. Since we're talking about men, how do you feel about what are your state when you think about Black women? What are some of the things that stand out to you that make you feel however you feel about them, whether it's good or bad? Like,
Women I've come in contact with, let me use that.
mm,
It's a sense of a challenge. They ain't going for anything.
mm,
I ain't going for anything. We gonna respect each other, and that makes me look at Black women like that. Like I look at Black women like every Black woman I see, that they come with a sense of pride in some way.
mm,
Because we can all say we've seen some women be like, oh man, she's terrible, but in some way she got a sense of pride.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like a Black woman, man. And it's so weird that we talking about that. I was just looking at on the blue app, all these interracial couples in the NFL, like they really pumping it right now.
Yeah,
You know,
I
they
saw
get
that.
married and all that.
yeah, engagement.
Y'all believe love blind? I got 20/20 vision, so I don't work with that. Okay, I ain't got 20/20. I'll say I got a glass, but all right, my vision good enough. Well, I don't believe it's blind. You know what I'm saying? I believe my love was meant for a Black woman, and that's why I plan on giving it to for forever. I ain't got time to be going down. I ain't fighting with nobody about that. I said what I said,
Mhm.
and that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to go out there, do your thing, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? One thing I do remember Dr. Umar saying is Black wealth is disappearing because of that, because the love for Black women is disappearing, because the money is going, especially pro athletes,
Yeah.
the money going to
To
them.
them. Yeah.
So we're not keeping the money in the family.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's something to really look at. You know, we want to have all this security, this control,
Mm.
but we not staying home. We're not keeping the family tight. We all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of her, man. I always got to fight back and forth with her. Man, shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? Shut up. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Hey, I'm one of them. Colors of Benetton right here. I'm taking it off. You feel me? But when I settle down, I always know I'm with a sister. I
So
love
you
my
want
black.
you want to play in the streets?
Yeah, I want to go. I'm gonna
But
go to the ice
but
cream store and play around. But
see,
then when I got to come home and eat some vegetables,
yeah.
it's gonna be a sister right there. Okay.
See, hey, that's on you, dog.
But
Yeah, do you?
when I look at black women, though, the things that I praise about black women, society has done so much to the black woman to where they feel like they have to wear this shield all the time, or she a strong black woman and this and that. They still need love. They still need their attention, and I think we feel a lot of those, like the women that I'm independent and this and that. And I'm talking about the ones that don't scream it. They ain't making songs about it. They living it, and people look at them and say, "Oh, she'll take care of it." This and that. We got to do better at just saying, "No, hey, she still need a hug. She still needs somebody to open the door for her to, take her trash out or whatever the case may be." Those are the type of things that I think we overlook and we just assume and expect for them to continue to carry that shield that the world has made them put up in order just to be who they are. And that's why I cherish black women to the utmost, because they deal with more than any other woman in the world. I mean, you can look into history, in slavery, where they were either getting raped by owners and have their kids taken away from them, or you look at even when they were coming up, they're raising these kids of other races only for them to hate them later on in life.
That's crazy.
So black women have done so much, man, and I think you just gotta. Me personally, I praise them to the utmost. But so yeah, you're not gonna hear me talking bad, and I will mess around when we talk about dating and stuff like that. That's one thing, but at the end of the day, I love my black women, and I wouldn't turn my back on them. So yeah, that's how I feel
Not,
about
not
that.
until you go to get some ice cream. 32
Well, I'm gonna go.
flavors.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them ice cream flavors out there. You feel me?
Y'all don't like nothing but butter pecan. That's some black ass ice cream right there.
It's some good ice cream.
That
too.
shit nasty.
Man, some cookies and cream,
That's
all that stuff, man.
disgusting. Let's go.
Anyway, as y'all know, it's the new year, and everybody have their goals and things of this nature. And some people just like, nah, I ain't for that, but whatever. But a lot of people use the new year as a starting point. Is it something you have said yourself that you're gonna do better in this year coming up?
Oh man, yo, last year ended very positive for me. I went separate ways from some people. Some people decided to go separate ways from me. It was dope though. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't an argument, nothing like that. Just our time had expired. Friends, whatever. It kind of got me a sense of clarity, because it made me feel good to know that now with that gone from me, my mission and everything that's actually turned into a positive for me. It's kind of set me on my path. I just hope that really my spirit ready for my awakening. I really do. Like that's just where I'm at right now. Like what I thought was something I was gonna be like, dang, like I'm really like, okay. And I done moved the way I needed to. And
Do
I'm
you
here.
think that's growth within you to accept what's happening versus you feeling like it was going to be a certain outcome and you was going to react a certain way?
In the family aspect of it, it was I needed to. And then on the friend aspect of it, it was it needed to happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I wish everybody well. I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, man, I hope my spirit ready for what's happening, because I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really just looking forward to what's coming for me now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm living like that.
Okay.
So that's my thing this year. Another thing I said is, like we was talking about on the show, I'm gonna go quiet for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I left a certain level of vulnerability out there that really made people thought I was still somebody to play with. And I think it's I got to go backwards a little bit to make people understand I still ain't the one to play with. But other than that, we good. Yo,
It's funny you say that because I think in mine it was happening before the new year. My stuff it started happening towards the end of the year. I said I'm gonna have to learn to say no more.
yeah,
I've always been like a people pleaser.
yeah,
And I'm getting to the point now to where sometimes I look at my phone. Like you pretty good at checking me because I never hit you up. You always hit me first. And most of the people that I talk to, I'm the one that initiate.
yeah,
And I'd be like, you know what? Let me sit still for about a day or two. A day or two go by, I might get 1 or 2 texts.
yeah,
You know, whereas if I'm doing what I do, I'm talking to 4 or 5 people a day.
yeah.
You know, through text.
Yeah.
So I just said, you know, I'm just gonna kind of lean back a little bit, just kind of say no to some stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I kind of would, and sometimes I would spread myself too thin to make sure that I showed up for other people, and not even in the sense of expecting them to do the same for me. I always was one I take people at face value. So if you show me that, I expect that from you, and I'm not gonna expect anything else. So it's up to you to surprise me or to show me what I already thought.
Right.
You know, so for me is really learning to say no a little bit more, and that's just a process. I've never been one to wait for the new year to start.
Yeah, I
stuff.
ain't got time.
You
for
know,
that. Yeah, I
yeah.
calendar days, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's just something that I will say as of recently I've been kind of focusing on, and I say like last few days I've been in the house, did not leave the house, and I
Yeah.
was perfectly fine with it. And everybody else was like, "You need to do this. You need to get out of the house. You need to go to," and I'm just like, "Why? I'm good."
Yeah.
You know why? So yeah, just me saying no more. But other than that, man, everything good though.
Yeah. That's
No
good. That's
complaints.
good, brother.
No complaints, man. But anyway, if you got something else, man, but I ain't got nothing else.
Nah, man, we done held these people up for an hour.
Yeah,
We ain't got nothing else to talk
I ain't
about.
got nothing else. So
Make sure if you ain't tuned in to Sisters with T,
yes, indeed.
that's Sisters with T, 3 beautiful black women with a woman's point of view. Check out their podcast. I think it goes live on Fridays about 7.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah,
On
check that
Facebook,
out. Yeah, we'll
Instagram.
post it in a group
Yes,
so y'all
indeed.
can get to know them like y'all got to know us.
Yeah, we gonna get them in here. Don't you worry. And it's
Nah,
gonna be.
they ain't coming ahead till we go on that.
Well, we had one
You know,
of
we
them.
done did our time.
We
You know what I'm saying?
had one of them,
Yeah, we done did our time.
and we're gonna have to break up in there because we ain't doing it. Okay.
But make sure y'all check them out. And I don't even know if the brothers even still do that cast. I ain't seen them in a while. All of them, bro. I ain't seen none of them in a minute. Well, anybody out there that's making moves to further themselves, man, keep doing that. Selfish ain't a bad word. It's about how you act.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. It's 2025, y'all.
Well, look alive.
For sure.
Look alive, man. Y'all be easy, man. We appreciate you again. Y'all see the subs and the views. We appreciate all that. We want to keep growing. So
don't forget my man with the heating and cooling.
Oh, my man.
It's that season.
Yes, indeed. My man, Heart Industries. It ain't up on here right now.
That's all right.
But you look at, we gonna have the promos up. We always gonna look after our people, and we probably gonna get back more to highlighting the people that we support, because I think it's very important that we keep our money with us. We're quick to spend it elsewhere, but we tend not to want to look out for each other.
Yo, it's so crazy.
So-
You know, I don't never do no free promotions, right? I got this product though. I put it on my bald head. It's a one for your head, one for your beard, because all the brothers with beards, facial cleanser, all that. I'm trying to get them on the show though. It's
Okay.
my dog CJ and his wife.
Okay.
I'm trying to get them on the show. They can talk about the products. Two very intellectual people. They've been married almost 30 years.
Okay.
But they like, I think CJ like 48.
Oh,
They've been married almost 30 years though. Yeah,
That's a
so
lot to talk about.
I
man.
definitely want to have them on the show.
Just pick their brain.
CJ, wifey, his wife. Let me be clear. It's that time. Let's work it out. Get y'all on here. Y'all got a lot going. I would love for y'all to share it with the world, man.
I like that.
For
See how
sure.
we do? See how we do? And we do it all the time. Y'all just don't see it. But we're going to get back to doing that more, like you just saw. and it's gonna come to fruition. And we want to break bread with y'all. Y'all break bread with us and them as well. Anyway, y'all be easy. We gonna see y'all again. Like, subscribe, share it. Y'all be easy and hold it in the road.
Over the road.